Good evening, everybody. Gino Gang here. Going to be shortly with Rick Blair. He's going to be coming up here into the studio. I want to welcome you to this boys lacrosse game here on Saturday between your Whalers and the North Reading Hornets. And before we get going, I'd like to mention some of our foreign sponsors. Sushi by Yoshi, Randy Affelt Heating and Plumbing, Island Fencing, Nantucket Estate Jewelry, The Wave, Pumpkin Pond Farm, Something Natural, Island Variety, The Homestead, Nantucket Health Club, UPS Store, BPC Architecture, Artistic Tile Install, Keeper's Restaurant, Glidden's Island Seafood, Nantucket Folk Art and Wood Carving, Nantucket Architecture Group, Sun Island Fuel, Billy Built, Auto Repair, Faucet Man Plumbing and Heating, The Downy Flake, The Islander Package Store, Jewelers Gallery, The Visitor Center, JB Drywall, Nantucket Ice, Nantucket Health Department, Outdoor Power, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Boathouse, Cottage and Castle, The Scrimshander Gallery, The Beauty Bar, Nantucket Electrical Contractors, Champion Rentals, the Steamship Authority, Highland Flooring and Finishing, Sun Island Fuel, Billy Built, Faucet Man Plumbing and Heating, and Nantucket Trees. We want to thank all our sponsors for bringing you portions of the spring season.
We've got a nice day. It's clearing up here. We're broadcasting on Sunday, the 8th of April, Nantucket versus Division II North Reading.
We did not want to miss this one. This is going to be a good one, right?
This will be the first real test for the Whalers this year. North Reading is 2-0 with wins over Peabody and Bedford, which are two, pretty good teams. We used to play Bedford, and we did well against them back then, but that was quite a while ago. It's going to be interesting to see how Nantucket responds to being challenged. As we know so far, they've been completely dominant in their league. So this non-league game is going to be a good test.
And these guys are in a league higher than us.
They're in a division higher than us.
Yes. Okay.
But that's, as I was saying to you before we came on camera, in lacrosse, the division situation isn't really as important as what really tells the difference is how good your youth program is and how good your coaching is. And Nantucket's got obviously a great coaching staff and a really solid youth program. So, we over the years, we've played a lot of Division II and Division I teams and more than held our own. In fact, our league used to be mostly Division I teams when we were in the Maritime League. And we won that league, I think, 6 times.
How are we doing as far as, we got plenty of guys. It looks like we've got a full squad today.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Is there a JV game going on after this?
I believe there is going to be a JV game, and that's North Reading's JV group up in the stands over there.
Oh.
And I'm sure some of the kids that are suited up for the varsity will be playing JV as well. And that'll certainly be the case with us. I think we only have we have our numbers are in the mid-20s, and that's another thing that'll be interesting to watch today because this probably is going to be the first team we face that's going to be able to get some transition against us. By that I mean fast breaks, and when you have low numbers, it's really difficult to practice transition. So I can see where our defensive transition is going to be tested today. We'll see how it goes. Our face-off game is pretty strong with Austin Starr, Isaac Corbett, and Cam Bartlett taking a few even with his long stick. Our young attack's been coming around. Darian Duarte, Spencer West, and I don't know if Ty Harnisfigger's probably got starting at the 3rd spot today. Our first midfield's probably it might be the best in the Cape and Islands of anybody on the Cape and Islands with senior Alex Small and Ben Lombardi and then sophomore Terrain Burton. A lot of speed, good stick skills, really good athleticism. Our close defense is with Willette, McVicker, and senior Owen West. I think they've been looking good. But as I say, we'll see how they hold up against this team with a good transition game. And I know number 1, the senior attackman for North Reading, Sean Fagan, is reputed to be a pretty darn good player. And I guess a lot of our guys have played with him in the summer. It's funny the way lacrosse is these days. A lot of our guys seem to know some of their guys from playing on summer teams.
And it looks like our good buddy Chris.
Yep, Chris Perry
Perry's back.
And Keith Worker, the two officials, both good officials. Often in lacrosse you have guys that aren't experienced, but both of these guys are. Cam Bartlett taking the face off with his long stick. The Whalers are up with it. Nice ball there by Joel McVicker. Attack has to help him here. Down to Spencer West. Nice job, Joel. Good job, Cam. That's an interesting coaching move to start the game with Bartlett taking that opening face-off. Nantucket's got their first midfield out there now. They got the face-off team off. They've subbed. Terrain Burton, speedy sophomore with the ball to carry it behind. Terrain has speed and quickness to burn, so we'll see how he holds up against number 10 here. Inadvertently stepped in the crease. It's going to go over to North Reading. North Reading, similar to Nantucket, does not have a deep bench, so I think both teams will probably be relying primarily on 1.5 midfields. Nantucket playing a press ride here. Here comes the transition we talked about.
Look at that pass.
Yep.
Wow.
That's kind of what we were alluding to before the game. That's a team that can execute in transition, and I think Nantucket's point defenseman was a little late getting back to the pipe, and they were able to get that pass through. In transition, you really want to get back in a triangle, and when in doubt, drop back and let him clear the ball, play 6-on-6. But that time we were a little late getting back, and they were able to make the diagonal pass. When you have a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-4, give them the outside shot. Don't let them get down low like that. Bartlett again with his long stick facing off. McVicker, they're double pulling on the face-off, which is I think Nantucket, if they can force these guys to play 6-on-6, they'll be all right. They want to keep them out of that run and gun. Owen West.
That's why we're doing this game, because we're seeing some real good competition for the kids.
Well, this is a team that's relevant. I think if they were in Division III, they'd be a strong Division III team.
Wow, he had an open net there for a second.
Yeah. Fagan with the ball behind. Comes around for a right-handed shot. I think you're just going to see Nantucket go through a little bit of a learning curve here. Seeing quality players, other than the guys on their team, really for the first time. So these are fixable things. I think Nantucket looks pretty good in terms of getting the ground balls when they have the ball on offense, but the defense just needs to settle in a little bit. And once again, this is what happens when they haven't faced anybody that's going to be able to do that to them, except in practice. Fagan is clearly a good player. They were talking about him before the game. I guess he did well against us last year. Bartlett again. Nantucket's going to go. Okay, Cam, good ball. Now Terrain can use his speed right here. Nice look.
Oh, it just missed.
I thought that was white ball there, Chris, but oh well. He had a better angle than we did up here, but I thought Terrain had backed up his own shot.
I don't think, what did he call? It wasn't a shot?
He called a shot. And
Green got to it, huh?
Good job, Nantucket. That's a well-played ride there. Terrain did exactly the right thing there. He took an angle on the guy and went to where he was going to be, not to where he was, and was able to push him out of bounds. Now Darian Duart, the strong sophomore, carried the ball behind. Now he's up top again. Number 3, Jake Bedell. I think he's probably their best defenseman, and they are putting him on Alex Small. So they know that Alex is a good player, clearly. Alex draws a flag there.
Did.
I was talking to Alex before the game. He plans on playing football at Springfield College next year. Nice swim dodge by Terrain.
Oh! So what do we got?
Now in the college game, they don't blow the whistle on a delayed foul. until the opponent picks the ball up or it goes out of bounds. In high school, as soon as you lose the ball, they blow the whistle. I kind of like the college rule better, to tell you the truth. And maybe you'll see it change in a few years. You never know. That tends to happen. The college rules change first, and the high school rules follow. Spencer West, the junior, carrying the ball behind. I think Duarte has a good matchup here. They're playing a little zone here. Nice take by Alex. I think you see Nantucket settle in here. I think they had a little sticker shock in the first couple of possessions for North Reading, but they look like they're settling down some. Playing against a not too aggressive zone style defense.
Ooh, he just missed it.
Nice take by Terrain. That's one where you shoot it overhand, you might have a better chance of putting it in, but that was a nice take. Over to the senior Lombardi. Mishandled by Nantucket. Come on, Nantucket, come on. Nice check.
Ooh. Oh, he went into the crease. Oh, I guess he went in before the shot. It looked like he was in the crease.
Ty batted that ball in on a loose ball.
Okay.
I believe that was Ty.
All right, that makes it 2-1. North Reading with 8 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, Sean Fagan, the senior attackman, has both goals for North Reading, and I think that he's clearly the guy we have to worry about. It's an interesting strategy by Nantucket again, double polling on the wings on the face-off, and it seems to be working. Alex with the ball. I'll tell you truthfully, if Nantucket wants to get some early offense going before they set their zone up. Now they drop back in North Reading's back in the zone. They're playing a basic 3-3 zone scheme. And with one long stick up top, number 3, who appears to be their top defender. Looks like a little matchup zone. They have him on Alex's side. Mishandled by Spencer. That's okay.
Yep.
I think Nantucket's ride is still a work in progress. I think they're kind of winging it so far, just chasing the ball and not thinking too much about what's going on upfield.
Well, they completely dominated the last 2 opponents, and this is a wake-up call for them.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, the teams that can clear the ball as effectively as these guys can, you might want to think about doing a drop-back zone ride to avoid giving them any transition.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah. It's those little unsettled situations that Nantucket's having trouble with, and that's just a question of, a little more experience playing against better teams. Joe McVicker covering Fagan. Fagan's their best player. They might want to slide early to him. Nice
Good save.
That's a situation. Okay, Cam Bartlett on a breakaway. Bartlett's a talented long stick.
Oh! Nice shot.
Nice play by Cam.
You could hear the coach, take it. And he did it.
Yeah,
That makes it 2-2.
Yeah, I think Nantucket, once they get a little more settled in, identify who Reading's better players are, they can hang with these guys. It looks like 17 Murphy and 1 Fagan are clearly their key offensive players. Their middies appear to be more facilitators for the attack. Bartlett, no, this is Austin Starr taking his first face-off today with a short stick. He's ordinarily Nantucket's go-to face-off man. Nice ball by Terrain.
There's another one. What a shot
nice
that
play.
was.
Well, I think what you're seeing here, guys, is that, folks,
Yeah,
is
a little
that
timeout too on North Reading.
Timeout for North Reading. I think that Nantucket's athleticism in that first midfield group is going to hold them in good stead. They just have to be a little more effective in communicating in their ride. Both of North Reading's goals have come on situations where they've been able to get the ball behind the Nantucket midfielders in kind of a slow break situation, and they've gone to the goal early. One time on a semi 4-on-3, another time on a quick dodge off of early in the possession. So Nantucket's just got to settle in, make sure their defenders play upfield to their man, and I think they'll be all right. They might want to slide a little earlier to Fagan. He's clearly the.
Do we know what their record was? Did you bring that up?
They're 2-0. They have
2-0.
They have wins over Peabody and Bedford, and those are two pretty good programs.
Is there any way we would meet these guys down the road again?
Well, we played these guys twice this year. We play them home and away.
Okay.
But we won't play them in a tournament setting because they're Division II. I think a misconception about people say, not to criticize you or anything, but people say, oh, they're Division II, they're Division I. There's a lot of really weak Division I teams, and there's a lot of really strong Division III teams.
Right.
If you look at now the elite level in Division I in Massachusetts, that's pretty good lacrosse.
Who's that? Who would be an example?
Well, let's see.
Is Duxbury in one?
Duxbury is a Division II team, but they opt up to the Division I tournament because they want to have a chance to be considered the best in the state. But the problem with opting up, they may have changed the regulations about this, but the last time I was involved, if you opt up to a higher division for the tournament purposes, you have to do it it's like a 5-year commitment. So you can't just opt up for 1 year and then the next year say, oh, gee, we're not that good,
I see. I see. So you got to stick it out.
Yeah.
If we move on in tournament, don't we play higher divisions?
No,
never.
There's 3 divisions. There's 3 separate.
We just play different.
There's 3 separate tournaments for the 3 divisions.
And how many different divisions are there in the state? Like, how many Division IIIs are there in the state?
In Division III, I'm going to say there's about. That's you put me on the spot here.
Okay, all right.
I think we're just under 200 teams in the state.
But as far as our division,
but our division, what's about 1/3 of a
Okay, so right. Okay.
And there are more teams being added all the time, and you have all the Vogue schools. Most of them are Division III. But Division
so
III.
60 or 70 teams we'd have to beat to be the number 1 Division III.
Well, you wouldn't. You have to be. They seed the tournament according to your record and how tough your schedule is. Nantucket up with the ball, and there's a push.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that, Keith, but but anyway. And now they see the tournaments are different now. They used to just be one tournament for each one section, but now they do a north-south format. And a lot of the stronger Division III teams are in the South. So when you come out of the South, your chances of winning the whole thing are pretty good. Well, that's 2 bad calls by Keith Forker.
Well, actually, one of the players stepped on his pole that he might have missed. I saw it.
Well,
that's why I gave it back to him.
McVicker against Fagan. They got to slide early to Fagan here. Nice play, Nantucket. Yeah, Ty Harnisfinger's got to get over there and get on that ball. Come on, Ty. Ooh.
What happened there?
They got North Reading.
I didn't even see that. I thought he just slipped into him.
They got him for a cross check, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, Nantucket's got their extra man team out there, but this year sometimes you'll have guys come off the bench for your extra man team. This is just Nantucket's starting unit that's out there, so it's their first midfield. Small, Lombardi, and Burton. Duart, West, and Harnisfinger. Nantucket throws it back. I'm not sure if that's what we wanted for an extra man play, but anyway. Nobody's backing that shot up, so it'll be a turn. Nantucket really squandered that possession. They have an extra man, and they're basically running a pattern that's similar to their regular offense, and not taking advantage of the extra player out there. They can double the ball. Nantucket can double the ball here, and you want to shut off over here. Okay, it'll be Nantucket ball. There's 17 seconds left of the penalty. Nantucket can move the ball quick. Ty Harnisfager is open right now. Harnisfager is wide open.
I know it. And there it is. Boom.
Okay.
He put it in. That's what they got it to him. It just took a second.
Well, that's part of the problem when you run a zone defense. And Nantucket ran zone the last 2 years, and you probably heard me being kind of critical of it. If you're going to run a zone, players have to get to their zones right away off a loose ball. And North Reading had a miscommunication that time. Number 10 there didn't get back to his spot, and consequently, Harnisfager was wide open. And Nantucket, of course, was extra that time. And typically, when you're man down, you're playing zone anyway. Owen West faces off again for the Whalers, the junior. Crafty face-off guy. Bounces off a Bartlett's cross. Nice check, Cam. Cam Bartlett's an impressive player. He really is. Here's Cam Willett with the ball. Junior defender up to fellow junior Spencer West. Spencer carries it.
Oh, nice. He put it in, too.
The diminutive Spencer West.
That should have been saved.
Well, I think it was kind of, sometimes, Gino, it's tough for goalies when the ball kind of came out of his stick awkwardly. It was almost kind of a knuckleball.
Right.
And I think the goalie reacted well, but the ball almost had a little spin on it, went over his shoulder.
They're trying to figure it out right now, Rick.
They got, Hunter McEachern on the wing. Small star taking the face-off with Lombardi on the far side. I got to say, I'm really impressed with the way Nantucket subs. Don't step on the line, Spencer. Spencer was stepped out of the box that time.
Whoa, there we go. Knocked her out.
Now Nantucket needs to get back. They're chasing, in my opinion, they're chasing the ball too much down low and allowing North Reading to get this transition going. Mishandled there. Come on, Hunter. Off Hunter's stick, it'll be green ball. The senior, Sean Fagan, again with the ball. He has both of North Reading's goals. Oh, Murphy has one, I'm sorry. Okay. I stand corrected here.
The crack statistician over at the INM.
Kevin Murphy had the other goal. So it's funny. I played in college with an attackman named Kevin Murphy. Willett advances the ball upfield. Nice face dodge. He loses the ball. Nantucket's challenging the ball a little too much near the midfield and allowing them some transition opportunities.
Another big save.
Nice follow check there. McVicker advances the ball up the far side. Harnisfager looks down low.
Oh my gosh. This is incredible. Every shot's going in.
Harnisfager to Duarte.
That makes it 6-2 with 2:44 left in the first period. It's on a roll.
Well, I think, the key for the Whalers, and I'll say it again, when North Reading's clearing the ball, I think they're chasing the ball a little too much down low, and they're allowing North Reading to get some transition up the field. If they can just get back and make North Reading play 6-on-6, I think they'll be in good shape. And obviously, they're in good shape right now with a 6-2 lead, but this game's just getting started, folks. So that's the way this sport is. Anybody that watches college lacrosse can tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, last weekend, Johns Hopkins trailed 9-2 at halftime and ended up beating Virginia. Terrain with a nice ball there. Uses his speed. Nice swim dodge. Now, that's a little inexperienced. Terrain's got to get to space and settle that down. It wasn't there. Nice check. McVicker up with the ball to Spencer West. Don't get away with that sideline,
nice little
Spencer.
move there.
Yep. Spencer West, a full-time starter for the first time here as a junior, and he's played very well so far this year. That's one of the great things about the sport of lacrosse. You don't have to be a big, giant guy to play and be effective. Here's the athletic Terrain Burton, up to Lombardi, over to Small. Of course, Nantucket football fans know Burton and Small from the gridiron. They're two very outstanding players.
And basketball.
And basketball. Darian Dewar here, another football athlete. Almost loses it there. Out to Alex. Alex has a good left hand. Okay, now.
Oh my gosh!
Really athlete. Number 3, really athletic kid. Terrain Burton with an unassisted goal there. You know, Terrain has really got a huge upside in this sport. He started playing, I think, when he was maybe in 6th grade. And, you know, his speed and quickness are something you just can't teach. And, you know, as he develops more and more of a sense for the offensive half of the field, he's going to be very, very tough to stop. Of course, you know, in our league, he's completely dominant. That makes it 7-2 Nantucket. Nantucket's after that ball pretty well today. Chris Perry calls North Reading for failure to advance because they had possessed the ball. So it'll be Nantucket ball. Hunter McNerney is in there now. McHeckner, I should say.
Did you get that name right?
Yeah,
that sounds like it's right,
McHeckner. I can never pronounce his name, and I apologize. I'm sure his family's watching, and they probably think I'm a complete imbecile, but they might be right about that. Here's Austin Starr advancing the ball. Now, Austin is not a guy that we want to be initiating a dodge necessarily, although it looks like he's going to here. Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable! What's the percentage of shots that we've taken that have gone? I think he's had one save out of the entire.
You know, I'm not really blaming the goalie.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, is that unusual?
Yeah.
That so many shots that we've taken, they haven't even missed the net. I mean, I'm talking about even shots that have.
We've put most of our shots on cage today, which is a good thing.
But they're just going in.
You know, I got to say, you know, in lacrosse, you talk a lot about initiators and reactors. Austin Starr's a guy who you usually think of as a reactor, a guy that is off-ball receiving passes and not dodging. But that time, I got to hand it to him. He made a pretty dodge and a nice kind of off-balance shot. You know, if Nantucket can start getting contributions from on the offensive end from guys like Austin, it's going to make the team that much better.
All right, we got a chance for some defense here, finally. Oh!
Well, I got to say,
that was a fantastic first period for Nantucket, and we're going to be right back with second period action.
Okay, folks, we're back for second quarter action here. Nantucket versus North Reading on Sunday, April 8th. Austin Starr, the junior, taking the face-off here. Cam Bartlett on the near wing, and Ben Lombardi looks like on the far. Lombardi comes up with it, then loses it. It looks like a push on green. Yep. Good call, Chris. Nantucket needs to get their face-off guys off. They're leaving Austin Starr on. Looks like they're going to sub Alex on and rest Terrain a little bit. It looks like Nantucket is basically resting one midfielder at a time rather than put in a bona fide full second unit. Right now they have Austin Starr on with that first unit with Lombardi and Small. Nantucket gets behind Spencer West. West up top to Lombardi. Duart bringing it along from behind. Goes right. He comes.
Oh! What did he do?
Keith called him for warding off. I think that was a little bit ticky-tack. I don't know what the intent was though anyway. It doesn't matter. He called it. Now, if you see Nantucket, Darian Duart needs to get upfield here. Owen West, Kevin Murphy, who looks to be the other half of a pretty important, impressive attack duo along with Fagan. Number 19, Travis Spencer, carries it for North Reading. They have him listed as a midi, but Owen West is covering him. McVicker on Fagan. Pass is knocked down. Back to Keegan Downey. Impressive junior goalkeeper for Nantucket. Gets it over to McVicker. Bring it upfield and force that 2-on-1. They had a 2-on-1 there. They shouldn't have had to bring it back. Nice idea. Good job. Nantucket is looking very impressive, folks. And Spencer mishandles it there and steps to the crease. I don't know how Keith didn't see that. Alex Small brings it on. I think if Nantucket cleans up their ride a little bit, they could be totally dominant today. Their troubles in turnovers have primarily come from misplays in the ride. Ben Lombardi looks like a shot, and
There's a save.
another turnover.
Yes.
Some of the North Andover fans are up here in the booth with us, and they are telling us that this is North Reading, rather, but this is really uncharacteristic of them. And they looked very sharp in warm-ups. Yeah, I say North Andover because we used to play them, and I can't. It's kind of stuck in my mind. But anyway, West handles it. Now Nantucket has their full first midfield back in there with West, Lombardi, and Burton. I'm sorry, Small, Lombardi, and Burton. Nantucket can afford to take their time here with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, the 6-goal lead.
Oh, what a shot.
Nice right-handed take by Burton. You know, we could talk a little bit about the idea of some players being initiators, some players being reactors, and some players being a little of both. And then also some guys are primarily ball distributors. Nantucket tends to give the ball to Terrain Burton and Alex Small to initiate, as well as Duart behind the goal. Ben Lombardi, a real off-ball reactor, a guy that can get open on the crease. Spencer West, a real good ball distributor, and Duart can do a little bit of both. Ty Harnisch-Fager is strong off ball, it's good finisher, real good stick skills. So Nantucket's got a good group of skill set out here with their starting group. Austin Starr takes the face off. Cam Bartlett on the wing, looks like Austin's got it. There's a push.
Can't do that one.
That'll be Nantucket. That'll be Nantucket ball. They got North Reading for a push. A 9-2 lead with that second goal by Burton. Harnisch-Fager loves that wing shot, and he's pretty effective with it.
Big save. There you go.
Yeah. If you're going to take that outside shot with no screen,
you didn't see him coming from behind. You almost got
it. Might want to bounce it.
Very good. You better get rid of it and get back.
You know, once again, Nantucket has the number up here. Yep.
There you go. There you go.
Well, you know, Nantucket, it really needs to clean up their ride. I hate to keep harping on it.
What's that mean, ride?
It means when your opponent gets the ball on their defensive end of the field, are bringing it up to try to transition to offense. Your ride is like forechecking in hockey. You're trying to prevent them from clearing the ball to offense. Nantucket has been out of position, frankly, on the ride. They're not staying upfield ahead of the ball. Sheridan that time I didn't get the assist, but nice alert play by North Reading. A goal that Nantucket really kind of handed them on a silver platter, to be honest with you. Nice play by Lombardi here.
Oh, they didn't like that. But
Keith, well, they shouldn't like it. There was no possession. The ball was probably loose when Coach Aloisi called that timeout, but a good call nonetheless to save a possession.
this timeout's brought to you by Santos rubbish removal. We clean up the island. Go Whalers.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. My old house in Wisconsin was at one time the garage for the Santos garbage trucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, back then it was run by Jesse Eldridge.
I said, yeah.
That's before the Santoses had it.
I got it.
But they do a great job.
They certainly do.
I was just separating my recyclables today.
I was out at the dump today too.
But that was fun. I'm surprised you made it back. Sundays can be kind of brutal out there.
I got there early and it was nice. It was. If you go too late, it is brutal. I think people like going out there anyway, just to see everybody. You know, it's just a ritual. You know.
Yeah, in the off season, it's one thing. I'm not crazy about it once June rolls around.
Right.
Well, folks, Nantucket is looking very impressive. They just gave up a kind of a soft goal a minute ago with a broken ride, and I think that the ride is something that we talked about it a little earlier, Gino. You know, when you don't have high numbers in your program, it's really hard to simulate a lot of things in practice. There are a lot of full field situations, such as rides and clears. So typically, you'll see teams be a little out of sorts in that phase of the game early in the season. That's something that'll get cleaned up as we move along. But I have to say, Nantucket's looked very impressive today. They've competed hard on the ground balls. Their stick work has been pretty sharp, and I think they've kind of taken advantage of the North Reading goalkeeper a little bit. Although I think he's been put in a tough spot a couple of times. Alex is looking to take a one-on-one. He's going to be covered by Jake Bedell, big, strong-looking defender for North Reading. Nantucket's getting into an open offense, just a big circle. They're going to move it around. And out of this, they'll probably look to feed the backside. Now Duart's up on the crease. They're in a traditional 3-1-2 offensive set. Harnish Faker mishandles a pass there. Can't have that. Nope. Nice check. The guy, North Reading retains possession. Jake Bedell.
Caught it.
Yep.
Chris doesn't miss much, does he?
Both teams are making those early season mistakes. That time, North Reading in a simple sub situation had a guy come on the field before number 23 had gotten off. So Perry made the correct call now. Terrain's going to try to clear it himself. He is so quick, folks.
He sure is.
Nice look. Oh! Really pretty look down low to Duart. Harnish Fager up with the loose ball. Nantucket still has one timeout to use. We'll see if they elect to use it before halftime. 5 minutes and 36 seconds left. Whalers maintaining that 9-3 lead. Nantucket's got to be shooting about 80% today. Duart comes around and good take.
Ooh.
Spencer West with the backup there. Spencer West being guarded by his fellow number 13, his counterpart for North Reading. Nantucket once again in the circle offense. Nice pick there. Nantucket's really impressive looking off ball today. You know, and it's nice to see them do this against a quality opponent. Big difference between these guys and a team, some of the teams in their league. Lombardi, they're giving Lombardi his left. Nice look down low, mishandled by Duarte. He kind of hamstrung Darian that time. He kind of threw it to his left-hand side a little bit. Had to cross over to try to catch it and mishandled, but that's okay. This is the part of the game that's giving Nantucket trouble right here. Chris Perry just got us for a slash. I think, well, yeah, I think I'd love to see Nantucket do a little bit more drop back zone ride instead of chasing the ball down low. I think that might really confuse North Reading. I'm not sure their goalkeeper is anxious to bring the ball up the field. Nantucket will be down a man for 1 minute on a slash called against number 4, Darian Duarte. North Reading's number 19, Travis Spencer, midfielder, handles the ball over to Mike Sherigan, fellow midi. Looks like they're going to look to the backside for a right-handed cut. They're going to sneak somebody around from behind. Be ready for it, Nantucket. Looking at North Reading, they all appear to be right-handed, so you know that the shot they're looking for is from that right-handed wing. Nice save.
Oh, what a save.
Nice save.
Hit him in the helmet.
Nice save, Keegan. You know, okay. "17 seconds in the penalty. They're running a wheel play, looking at that backside. That's a pass. Gets through. 4 seconds in the penalty. He's going to shoot it here.
Oh, wow. Nice shot. All right, that makes it 9-4 with 3:22 left in the first half.
Kevin Murphy on an assist from Sean Fagan. That's Murphy's second goal today. Yeah, I think Nantucket needs to stay out of the penalty box and button up their ride a little bit, and they'll be fine. I think other than those two areas, they're pretty dominant so far today. But this game is just getting started. Lacrosse is a game of runs, just like basketball. So, you know, Nantucket can't relax.
No way. North Reading is showing some life right now.
Well, I think it's pretty clear who they're looking to do most of the damage. So far, their midfielders haven't been anxious to initiate. They've been giving it pretty much to Murphy or Fagan every time behind the goal. So just locate those guys every time there's a loose ball situation. I think that last time, you know, it looked like one of our defenders kind of lost Murphy around the crease. And, you know, as a former defenseman, they always used to tell me, you know, if you can't find your man, go to the hole area in front of the goal, the crease, and you'll find him. He'll usually be there.
Right.
Looking for that easy finish. Yes, so, you know, with high school players, so many times. The weakest part of their game defensively is in broken situations, unsettled situations, and I think you're seeing that with Nantucket today. In the 6-on-6, they're playing really effectively, and they're playing really effectively offensively. They've had a couple unforced turnovers, but that's going to happen, especially early in the season. So let's just hope the Whalers can keep the pace up. It's a nice, cool day, obviously, so nobody's going to get too hot and tired out here.
That's true. Cool is not the right word. I think it's freezing.
Nantucket's face-off team in there with Starr, Bartlett, and Lombardi. Or is that Small? I guess that's Small on the far side. Alex is on the ball. They got Green for a push on Alex Small. That's a good call. Wasn't too blatant of a push, but it's a push nonetheless. Nantucket has a timeout here, should they elect to take it, with 3:04 left. That's an ill-advised pass there. But Terrain shakes loose for his third unassisted of the day.
You can't really stop some of those when they hit the ground like that, right, Rick? I mean, those are...
Well, bounce shots are a real lost art in lacrosse, primarily because so many teams play on artificial surfaces that the coaches don't preach the bounce shot the way they used to. But especially on an uneven dirt field, bounce shots are very effective. In fact, when you're shooting from the outside, on this field especially, bounce it.
Yep.
We had a player named Jesse Sandoli about 10 years ago, and Jesse, you know Jesse from East Coast Seafood.
Right.
Jesse had an outstanding outside bounce shot, and used to drive people crazy because it was so, the field was so uneven that the goalie never knew where it was going. Bartlett up with the ball. I really wish we had a full-time statistician because I'd love to know how many ground balls Cam gets. He must get 5 or 6 a game. Ill-advised carry there. Spencer West is going to get this. This would be a great time for a timeout. Spencer West being shouted. No, Spencer turned the corner and lost the ball as he did. But Keith Forker has called. I didn't see what that was. He might have gotten him for in and out, but I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that was. Uh-oh. Yep. Mishandle by Hunter McEachern there. Now, Nantucket in their man-to-man style defense. Joel McVicker.
Well, there you go.
Was that Murphy again?
Yeah. 17.
Yep. Murphy's third goal of the game. One thing you need to remember as a defender is to always stay upfield of the opponent when he's dodging from behind the goal. And that time, you play his offhand, he'll just spin on you and come around, and that's what happened to Nantucket that time. 10-5 now, Whalers. They traded goals for the last half of this quarter, and
what was it at the end of the first quarter? Was it 6-2?
6-2. And
so Nantucket's up by a goal.
It's been back and forth this quarter. NorthReading almost had a substitution foul there again. A lot of these little early season quirks both teams are trying to work out. McVicker covering Fagan behind. Fagan driving to righty. He's being doubled now. Somebody's opened.
Oh, he hit the post and it went in.
Yeah, I think it went off the defender, Gino.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I think I got Keegan a little crossed up. That time Nantucket kind of had an unnecessary double on Fagan right behind, and they just rotated the ball around and found the open guy on the backside.
Got a good game here now, Rick.
Yeah, well, it's as we were saying earlier, that's Murphy's 4th goal of the game. I think Nantucket at halftime has got to put someone on Murphy and just find Murphy and fake it every time that North Reading possesses the ball, because they're doing all the damage.
Just 1:08 left in the first half here, folks.
If Nantucket comes up with the ball here, look for them to call a timeout. Starr facing off. Alex Small fighting for the ball. Timeout, coach. Well, Nantucket, maybe they won't use their timeout. They might have the personnel out there that they want. Alex Small with the ball. I might be mistaken.
What do you get, 2 timeouts at half?
I might be mistaken. Maybe they've used both their timeouts, but I don't think they have. Alex Small initiating a dodge. 34 seconds. Duarte has a short stick. Might want to take him behind. Nice shot, Ty.
Oh!
Ty Harnisfeger with the elevator shot there. Nice look by Duarte. Duarte to Harnisfeger. That's Ty's 2nd goal of the day to go along with an assist. Duarte's 1st assist. Coach Corey Gamble assistant coach Corey Gamble has these guys playing a really solid offensive scheme right now. And you have to like the fact that Nantucket's not a play-driven team. They just get in patterns and play lacrosse. They don't have a dyed-in-the-wool, ironclad play called every time. That's a harder type of lacrosse to defend. Don't step on the line here, Ty.
Oh!
Good hustle, Ty.
That is good hustle.
Now,
9 seconds left.
Now, there's no reason for Nantucket to be having 2 guys down right now.
Oh, wow!
So that was close.
That was really close.
Once again, Nantucket's really got to button up their ride and identify where Fagan and Murphy are at all times, and I think they'll be all right. So Nantucket goes in with an 11-6 halftime lead. That's nice that they stymied that little run there.
We'll be right back, folks.